Ketty and Sacha in the game of life. Come join us, be curious and open your mind. Let's play together to learn and to grow. Look deeper inside and your journey will flow.
Good morning, Ketty.
Good morning, Sasha. Good morning, everyone.
Morning, morning. Hope everybody's doing well today.
Yes, I hope too. And we are really happy to see you because today we thought we wanted to speak about what is the truth.
Yes. Sounds a bit
And
cryptic, doesn't it?
yeah, cryptic, but also because I think, yeah, in our own stories about the game of life and how we came to understand that this life was a simulation, uh, it's important for us to say, for us to be aware that if you don't know, you don't know. And it feels weird. If you are not able to think in this way, it just feels weird. So, and then you have your own truth, and then you think, yeah, but I don't believe that. And I think that it's nice to speak about that, to speak about how it is built.
Yeah, definitely. Because I know for me, when we first spoke about, and you mentioned about the game of life, and I was very like that.
Yeah.
Okay, the game of life. It's like a game, and it really provoked a lot of thought in me because I'd been on, my healing journey for a couple of years, and yeah, but after we'd met and I took it home, and I kept thinking, and I kept going back to the game, to what we were talking about, and then the more I thought about it, and the more I processed what the things that we'd said and about the logic and everything, and the more it just seemed to make sense, and yeah, and I've never looked back since. I don't think.
Yeah. And that's
Once
a
you
good.
know, once you know and understand, and it's great.
Yeah, what you know you cannot unknown anymore.
Yeah.
So I would say that it is one of the things that we are trying to give back is that now you know you cannot unknown, you can decide. You always
Yeah.
can make a choice. And that's what I understood about the game of life, that it was all about free will. Walking on my own eating journey, it happened really fast, in fact, that I heard this is a game, and I was like, okay, no. This person is not nice with me. This one is pulling me down, and yeah. So it's like it happened at the beginning, and then from the beginning you think, okay, but how am I going to do that? Even if it's a game, what I feel it, and it brought me, in fact, to one of the most important thing I think that we all say and that we all believe at a point is, yeah, life is not logical. God is not logic. I remember because when I was young, I was in the religion. And then they would say, yeah, the words of God are not to understand. So it was like it's impossible to understand. There is no logic in life, and when we spend too much time on the logic, then we are not busy. We are too busy with our mind and not busy enough with feeling or whatever. But the reality of life is we are all the time busy with our mind.
Yeah, we don't have a choice.
We don't have a choice.
24/7.
Yeah, as soon as we wake up, it begins, and we think, oh, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that, and we just do many things on kind of automatic level.
Yeah.
Bam, 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 bam. I know that, and I know I go in my car. I know how to drive my car. I take my bike. I know how to drive my bike. So there are many things which are some automatical. I
Mhm.
realize that also with my leg because I can't normally walk and do my things alone and be completely independable. And now I cannot. So I've been brought to the beach and I realized at that moment the gift that I had and that it was like, we have that and we just don't realize, we realize the things that we have often when we don't have them anymore.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So, but that's another subject. So to come back on the logic, because we have been told, yeah, if you go too much into your logic, you are too much in your mind or whatever. So most people don't do that, or we try to not do that. Now, in my case, I didn't even try because it was how I was built. For me, my books were detective books. So for me, it needed to be logic. If you did that, why do you did that? How do you did that? What was the reason? And,
Yeah.
always looking. So at that moment, when the story of the game happened, then it was okay, but how can it be a game? If it's a
Yeah.
game, it's logic, because we cannot play a game if it's not logic. You know,
Yeah.
if you begin to play Monopoly, and then suddenly you are here and you can buy all this place, and but oh, you didn't know, but oh, you are here and you don't have any more, you know. So we need to know before we play what are we playing, and when we play, it's logic. But we didn't know before playing. So
Yes.
it was my
Exactly.
point when I was down before the beginning of my healing journey. I was like, okay, but if I'm playing, let me understand the logic of the play. And what I also realized that later, while trying to understand that, was that it's like I have my background and I have my experiences and I have all my own stories, which make that, for example, if I connect with above, so in spirituality, we do that. We connect with above and then we get an answer. The answer that we get is first in our own language.
Yeah.
Strange.
Yeah.
Yeah, not strange, because when we are a soul, we speak all language. So there is nothing that we don't know. So we know everything. But
Yeah.
we wouldn't be able to translate if I receive a message in Spanish, in Chinese, for example, I will not be able to translate because the phonetic, I don't know it. It's not in my system.
Right.
So if in my system, which is my brain, if I created an ego which believe that the world is bad, the information that I'm going to get can't be from above, from love, but
Mhm.
it comes to the filter of my own perception of life.
Yes. So your experiences and what you've created from your
Yes.
experiences.
So
Okay.
even if it's like the Chinese whisper,
Yeah.
but then from above.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, so the first message comes from above, and then you translate it with what you know, with what you experience, with your background. So
Yeah.
many things are written. That's why you can't have the same story told in different ways. So there is an accident on the road, and then people have seen, and you will have sometimes, yeah, one thing who comes back, that's the accident. But sometimes the information about the clothes or about the person who did that or about the car could change, because we
Yeah.
all have our own perception, and
Hmm.
our perception creates the reality that we see.
Yes. Yeah.
So I could understand that some people say, yeah, no, I don't see the game because they are not in that play mode. But
Hmm.
I love to play. I love to observe. I love, So for me, when it came, it was okay. If it is a game, it is logic. How does it work?
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
then
I'm following.
I,
Mhm.
hmm?
I'm following. We're there. It all makes great sense.
So yeah, it makes sense. And
Yeah.
that's all what I mean. When it makes sense, when it's logic, then it fits in your body, then you don't need to fight anymore.
Yes.
You
Absolutely.
know? So when it doesn't make sense, what's happening there is you are going to have a fight in between what makes sense, what doesn't make sense, and at a point you are going to have to make a choice. But when it makes sense, when you accept this is a game, it makes sense. This is the logic of the game. Okay, this is what happens, so this is what can be. This is there are coincidences or whatever, So then you are able to release some things.
Yes, and it happens a lot quicker, doesn't it? And that's the
Yeah.
beauty I think I've
Yeah.
found from from before I went on my healing journey. Any challenges that came in, sometimes I'd be days thinking and pondering and and just suffering for so long just on the same tiny subject.
Yeah.
That actually now if I could go back at that time, and put the logic into the situation, then perhaps my suffering would have been an hour or two, or even a half a day,
Yeah.
because that still happens. Sometimes it takes, a little while, but just a million times quicker than what it used to before I went on my healing
Yeah.
journey. So
Yeah.
yeah, completely.
Exactly, and that's why, and I think that's also the reason why we do that, because you saw it from your experiences, you were able to put the game on it, and in my case, I heard it, and then I had to experience, and then in the experience, I began to understand. Oh, that's what you are trying to tell me. I need logic if I want to play the game, because but I didn't know the things that were happening at that moment in
Mhm.
my healing journey were part of the game. So I hear it and I let it go, and then I try. And then you already have done the healing, and then it comes, and then you can look back and see all the moments that you were playing completely unconsciously the game of life.
Yeah, yeah, completely. And even now, I don't get this, but from this level that, of my journey and now knowing about the game of life, it really is. And hopefully that's what we're gonna, be able to explain, and
Yeah.
some people, will want to come and play along with us and find out a bit more, because you know, the minute you open your mind and put that logic onto things, it does make it so much easier.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. And one of the things that I think to understand even better the game of life, and that's something that I didn't understood while I was doing my healing journey, but at the end, then it became clearer, clearer, and clearer. But then, if you know it now, then it is for you already. It's that. Now, we think, for example, when we are on the human level, we are living life, we are on a 3D level. Yeah.
Mhm.
So we think about fear and all the things, the emotions and whatever, um, as human being. When we are up as the source, as guides, angels, God, or whatever, we are on a kind of, let's say, 5D. And to make
Mhm.
it simple, I know that there are more dimensions, but I just want to make it simple for the people looking for
Yeah.
the game, because I know that there are more than many dimensions. But to make it simple, we have the 3D, we have the 5D. Let's speak like that. And what is happening is, in fact, that sometimes we get information from the 5D, and we interpret this information on a level of 3D.
Hmm.
And but it's not logic, because the information is coming from here. So here it is on a level of 5D that we need to interpret it. Well, I could give for one example is the twin flame example.
Hmm.
So in the twin flame, we know from above that there is someone which has like the black and white. So another person is existing on Earth and is exactly you, but it's like photography and negative, you know?
Hmm.
So you
Yeah.
meet him, and then you have this attraction because you recognize him. You recognize yourself, because it's in fact yourself that you put on the hand that came at the same period. Um, and we are triggered because the negative and the positive, we are triggered. So where you are good at is bad at, but where you trigger him, he triggers you. So there is a kind of fight, there is a kind of runner and pursuer, so there is a story like that. And this information, when we take it and we know that, when we take it from the 3D, the interpretation is, yeah, that's my or my over part. I need to marry him, to have children with him, and the good the life of the 3D. But
Hmm.
the idea of the twin flame is not the idea of the 3D, it's the idea of the 5D, that you come on Earth and you plan before, that you wanted someone who trigger you into looking within. Why are you triggered? Because the game is about you, that is your hero's journey. So
Yes.
this person is here to trigger you into you, not into him.
Yeah. 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 That's
But the
really good to understand. I always read stuff about the twin flame, but never fully understood what it was. It
Yeah,
was.
now That's one of the problem, because many people speak about it and some stayed with the twin flame. They say that it is a twin flame. It could be. There are so many different names that have been created to call the attraction that we can have between two people. So I would, but this one, for example, that's one of the with hurting a lot of people, because they took this information from the 5D and they put it in a 3D. And when the runner is running, the pursuer thinks, yeah, I need to change, I need to be better for him so he comes back. But all the change that they do is for the other. So it's for the outside. So it means that they don't learn themselves, they learn to fit to someone else.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the longest they keep on doing that, yeah, the longest they hurt themselves. And in fact, in this hurt is about saying, why are you hurt? Why do you need him? Why don't you have enough from yourself? He
Yeah.
came to tell you that you need to see yourself.
Yeah.
And maybe on the day that you are both healed and both knowing that you are in a game, you are able to meet again and you are able to stay and to have this 3D end. Maybe.
Yeah.
But
Maybe.
it's
Yeah.
more like when both are healed. But when you wait on the other already to heal, you only make little steps and you don't go too far because you are afraid of losing the connection. Because your energy level, when you heal, is growing up. Your
Yeah.
emotions are changing.
Yeah.
And that would be, if I think about it, the logic is one of the most important things of the game. And when you accept that, then you see that the emotions are what makes you move and makes you play the game. So emotions, we are going to talk a little bit more
Yeah.
about in another podcast.
Or two or three. That's a very big subject.
Yeah, that's a really big subject with lots of things. And I don't think that even in one podcast we can cover everything. But we can, in fact, cover the idea from the game of life. And then later we could go a little bit more deeper into each emotions and how they play. Because also the labels that we have, like being an empath or being a narcissist or being a selfie, that's also part of the game. And
Yeah.
when you take the logic of the game and you
Yeah.
put it on those labels or on those ADHD or autism, for example, the
Yeah.
same, that's also part of the game. That's also a choice from the soul to come. I mean, I could see at a point with my ADHD that I had chosen to have ADHD from up before
Wow.
coming because I needed to focus on how do I play the game and how don't I, the little things that are coming and that I think like, because it's part of the game, you know, so it's coming and you think, oh yeah, I like it, yeah, that is where I need to be. And then you stay there, but you don't continue to the end of the game. So you don't continue to the light because
Right.
you find something else nice.
Yeah.
And my system with the ADHD was making sure that I could be, but then 1 month later, I was, yeah, what am I doing here? Yeah, no, I continue because this is more interesting. What is there?
Yeah.
No? So my ADHD helped me to play my game,
Game of life.
in fact,
Yeah.
the game of my soul. So my soul has made a lot of possibilities depending on my emotions for me to have a life. But then when I think I want here, then my focus, my ADHD focus, make sure that I spend most of the time wanting to see the light. So wanting to understand the game.
Wow.
So,
That's
you know, and just like autism also, you know, the people say, yeah, poor people. No, not poor people, because there is
no.
also the same kind of story is choosing when you come on earth to be disconnected with
Mhm.
the whole matrix system. So you can choose as a soul to come down with some labels, treats, whatever, to play the game on the way that your soul wants. So, for example, as autism, you want to close. So you are able to go inside to find back one of the reason you came, it could be that you came for 10 and you have one that you find back because the environment is still triggering you because
Yeah.
you need to fit into it, but you just don't fit. So
Yeah.
so then if you have this, that the people let you, you are able to come back to where you came from, and then you learn to write and to think and to make this and some are really good with the numbers directly, and some are really good with behaviors directly, and they
Yeah.
have whoop, because that's the idea. Because when you connect too much into the system, into the matrix, you connect too much with the fear,
Yeah.
because that's what's guiding, in fact, the matrix, then it's more difficult to come within and to find why you came here. Then you need to come back and to heal some parts of you, for example, just like normal people, let's say, which needs to, they are not seen, and then they are going to fight to be seen. An artist doesn't care, in
Yeah.
fact.
Yeah.
So it's not that he doesn't care, because we all need love. He has his parents, for example, already. We give him, but it's all about when you look at the game from the matrix perspective, from the 3D perspective, is fear, and when you look at the game from love, from 5D perspective, you see that everything that it is on Earth has a reason to be, and there is a logic behind. And this
Yeah.
logic serves the game.
Yes. It
So
does.
you can continue to believe in the matrix system. That's something I'm explaining really long in my book, The Hidden in Plain Sight, because I was in the middle. And when I heard the game, I let it be, so
Mhm.
it doesn't fit, so it goes. And I was into it and I couldn't see. So even knowing now, it's easier to see because I can look back. So just like you, it's
Yeah.
easier to see because I can look back and now making the choice based on my knowledge of the game of life and on all the possibilities that there are to move.
Yeah, and on that note as well, it's so much nicer when, like, I know when I met, when I met you and some of the conversations, and even though it didn't happen directly, just soon afterwards, and we kept in touch and stuff, it just makes it kind of gives it a massive boost when you're talking to people that feel the same, that know that it's a game as well. I've got a couple of other people that are starting to sort of, open their minds a bit, and conversations just become interesting, and because you play with each other, and it
Exactly.
yeah, and it just
Exactly.
it and that, especially if you're having a day that's a bit challenging or something, and then you just have a conversation with somebody that thinks that, or that knows that life is a game, and then it bounces off, and it's all, yeah, it's fun, it's more fun, it's more, yeah, it just works.
Yeah. And it doesn't change life because life is still life,
Still happening.
yeah, and for example, because in this game there is also manifestation that we are able to create our own reality. So the reality that you live
Another
in real life,
subject.
yeah, is the one that you create. So that's another subject, a little bit higher. The game has layers. It's like
Yeah.
an onion, and then now we are busy peeling the first big things, and the fundament. In fact, we build the house and we put the fundament to explain. Okay, this is why we think that this game is alive. Is it logic that we find it? Is it the truth? No, because all truths can't stand all together. In fact, your truth is good, my truth is good. But what
Yeah.
we learn, for example, from the Matrix is there is only one truth. So we are going to fight for that one truth. And sometimes you believe it's white and the other one, it's gray, and then you fight, But when
Yeah.
you say, okay, I can understand because you have your own background, your own story, you see gray, that's your truth, and that's my truth. It doesn't change the fact.
Yeah.
It's only the perception of the fact that change, and that's based a lot of times on emotions.
Yeah, God, that would have saved so many arguments with my partner years ago. If we could just accept each other's truths, just know
Yeah,
that, like, having
yeah,
that understanding. Yeah,
yeah, yeah. Because even for me, even for me, because especially with this, when you think, yeah, but life is like this, or you think, no, but logic is important, or so I had a lot of fights trying to convince the people, yeah, and then at a point I realized, okay, am I trying to convince them or to convince me that I'm right? And if I'm trying to convince me, then I'm going to do what I know, because if you went to the university, you learned that if you want to have a proof of what you say, you go and you look for information. You read
Yeah.
books, you read science experiences, you read, and then your ADHD is going to make sure you only remember what's needed.
Yeah. That's so interesting. This is a good subject. I like this subject. I mean, I like every subject I like every conversation that we have. But this is, yeah, I'm learning. Yeah, I'm digesting new ways how you're explaining it. It's really
Yeah.
helpful. Yeah.
So how I see it, what is the truth? There are many truths, but I do see that there are three main truths. There is the matrix truth. So the one of the system, the one that, that you follow, the politics tells you this is like this, they put the rules, there is this way, and you need to work from 9 to 5 and wait
Yeah.
till you can retire, and then you have a happy life and you marry, have children. It doesn't mean that marrying and have children doesn't go in another group, but that's the first group. And the second group is the one where you have a kind of belief and you follow that belief. So, for example, a religion, for example, spirituality, for example, the planet, the earth is flat. So all the kind of belief that you can have, you follow them. In this part, we perpetuate the illusion of separation. So we have groups separated which believe in something. This part is in fact kind of serving the first part, because the first part, kind of serving the people above, having more money. So the first part, the matrix, because they can use the separation to put more rules, to divide more people. Dividing makes strength, there is a kind of sentence like this: when you divide your,
Yeah, divide and conquer.
divide and conquer. The more you divide, the more you can conquer. So when you are in this second group where you believe in belief, then you are still a little bit being a part of the system, but that's the second group, because it's different than the one who don't believe only in the matrix system. And then you have the third group, and I can't believe that there are more, but now ours is the third. That's the game of life group. That's where you think, okay, life happens for me. This system is there to give some rules for everyone to move on the same direction, but I still can move inside because it's my own game. It's the one of, this is my hero's journey. Is the one of saying, okay, what can I learn more about me? So it's not anymore looking outside. The game of life is looking inside of you, inside of your emotion, inside of what happened, and trying to find the answer within. So also, if I coach someone, I send them back in. I don't have answers for them. I have many multidimensional ways of looking at life, but between all of this, somewhere there will be his answer. If I only give him that, he will have only this answer. And he's already coming like this, so we need to open. And that's the idea of the game of life. We can stay like this matrix, we can stay like this belief system, need someone to guide me, guru. Or we can go here in the game of life and saying, it's my hero's journey. I just need some leaders to explain me how to play the game of life.
Yes, which you do a fabulous job of.
Oh, thank you. So there is no truth to finish, because that was the question. There is no truth, because all truths can stand all together, and it is about accepting the truth of the other, seeing what this truth can bring you, because you can't stand on your, for example, I always speak about you are black and you are on the black side and you say, no, that's my side. And the other one is coming with the white side and you are going to fight to have that one is changing. Or you can also listen to the one or to the other and make sure that you come, in fact, here in the gray zone, which is your zone. So it can be like this, and for the other, it can be like this, or it can be like this. It doesn't matter. But then you find yourself, and you find yourself, by experiencing, by accepting the other.
Yeah,
The
there's
other truth. That's the
power, so much power in acceptance, isn't there?
Yeah. Well, so we will speak about that because I also understand in the game of life why it is difficult. We already spoke about it already with communication, with many other things which are coming. So keep following us if you want to know more. Because we enjoy this game of life. We enjoy life, and it is difficult, sometimes, but it is enjoyable to also understand why the things are happening.
Come and play with us. It would be lovely to have some more people to play with and some different, experiences, different views, different discussions. Absolutely. If there's anybody who's got questions or topics that you want to talk about or things that you don't understand, absolutely.
Yeah. We put the information downstairs. We have a Facebook group where you are welcome to come to join us, to ask questions. If you want to contact us, you can also contact us and follow us, and then we will continue. But it will be naturally, really nice if you speak also, because we are playing together.
Yes, come and introduce yourself into the group, the movement of multidimensional awareness on Facebook, and and let's continue this game of life and get some more players. It'd be lovely to have some players from across the world, and
Yeah, it would be nice to share the experiences and also how it's growing. And that's also what I believe in. So that's what I'm working on now. So I want to create a club, Methode for Life club, so that the people are coming and that we are all able to know each other and play together and to organize events, maybe a Q&A. If you are interested in that, so let us know, and that we can make it more interactive also. So that's the thing I am thinking also about. Because if it's a game, we can play, but it's not a game for one person. It's not a solitary game. It's a communitary game with everyone. So everyone who wants to join us. And everyone who has questions, just ask it.
We look forward to talking about stuff. But until next time, then we shall say ta-ta.
English way, ta-ta. Till next time. Bye-bye.
Until next time. Bye-bye. See you later.